Hey guys, it's Felly, and today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have an art talk. One of the biggest things I get asked about on the Instagram page is the matter of comparing oneself to another artist. Now, I know that's something every artist will face and continues to face, but we're going to get into my thoughts on it. So first off, no one is above this. There is nothing wrong. It is a natural thing to do to see someone else and compare yourself to them. The problem with this is how you respond to it. You have to face the facts. There's always going to be someone better than you. There's no way you can avoid this. But how you go about that once you're confronted with someone that you feel is better, it will determine what type of path as an artist you're going to take. A lot of people I see, they give up when confronted with someone that has put in their time, done their quote-unquote 1,000 hours of practice, and I don't feel that's the right approach. You should look to other people as a source of inspiration, a source of clarity on certain items. And, you may see people that do anatomy very well. That shouldn't frighten you or scare you off. That should be like, okay, well, what are they doing right? What can I take from this that can help me improve on my own stuff? And then me build from there. Even there's several situations where I've come across artists where I've been intimidated, felt shocked, or, oh my goodness, this person's dope. But I've never faced it in my journey as an artist to where I felt like backing off, taking it easy, or possibly not drawing anymore at all. I don't feel there's room for that. If this is something you're truly passionate about, this is your hobby or your career or whatever the case may be, I feel those are things you need to overcome, or at least be willing to figure out a way to deal with it and move forward. Because you're going to face this even in a hobby setting. You can't go online without seeing someone else that fundamentally is better than you or more creative than you or even just more popular. You're going to see people that are getting showered with compliments, but you feel puzzled because you can see flaws in their work. You can see things that you don't agree with. That's not something you should focus on, because anyone can point out the bad in something else. Even the people that are most respected. There are critics that can nitpick and find things all day. You shouldn't dwell on that. You should come to an acceptance that when you're comparing, it shouldn't be to compare with spite or, be malicious. You're comparing to try to see what you can take from it. I always say on the Instagram page, when any of the tutorials go up, take from it what you need and what you could benefit from, leave the rest. Don't worry about them getting thousands upon thousands of likes. That's why Instagram now is testing hiding likes, because they think it's impacting creators and stopping them from doing what they want to do and what they feel they'll blow up doing. That is a big part of that. You focus on your craft. Yes, there's something to be said about the people that just do fan service, but that's only if you're okay with serving that. I say if you're okay drawing fan art and you feel you can keep doing that, then by all means go for it. But there usually is a burnout point, and when you do hit that wall, you just have to be okay with the fact that your audience may not respond to it, because you've gotten them used to one thing. That's why you may see some artists, they usually come into groups of, I just do fan art, fan service, or I just work on my passion project, or I do a little bit of everything. But the thing is, you have to understand, when you switch it up, you may not get the same results or feedback that you get on the thing you normally give to people. So in that instance, you can't compare yourself to someone else, because a lot of people fall into that I call it almost like quicksand. Like, oh, everyone's drawing Spider-Man right now, I'm gonna draw it. That's not normally what I do. I do OCs. I'm gonna draw this, and then you notice you don't get the same amount of attention, feedback, likes, or people, jocking you, praising you when you normally do when you do your OC stuff. It is not beneficial to you to compare yourself to someone else that normally does that all the time, and they're just killing it. You kind of have to be careful because you are going to end up being the thing that takes yourself out of the game when you sit there and compare yourself to other artists. There's plenty of people that I look at and I compare myself, but not on that deep of a level. I'm like, okay, they're kind of close and similar to what I'm doing. What can I learn from that to improve myself? Because if you make yourself better, then the other stuff you shouldn't have to worry about. Eventually, people are going to catch on if you're emerging as a great artist, and you have something that's your signature. You're going to start growing on your own. And you don't have to worry about comparing yourself to others. Whether it be like, oh, such and such is great at perspective. Look at his dynamic poses. Or look at the way he colors. It's so vibrant. The color's so lush. And you focus on your own craft and stay in your lane. It's like, don't spend time worrying about other people. I always see comments like, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I suck. There's no point in me trying that. I can't draw to save my life. Oh, I can barely do a stick figure. You see, you're taking the time to put yourself down while comparing yourself to someone you feel is better than you. You're doing all the work against you. You don't even need a hater or opposition because you are essentially taking yourself out. You don't need to do that. Everyone starts off as stick figures. It's like the starting point for everyone. That's just like the Instagram page or YouTube, any social media. Everyone starts at zero. It's up to you and what you do and the time you put in on it that gets you beyond that. Now, if you're not practicing or studying or taking the time to figure any of these things out, you can't be mad at your results. You can't have never picked up a paintbrush before but be mad that you can't paint a Picasso. You have to put in the time. And once you start realizing little things like this, it will help you once you do start comparing yourself to other artists. You won't be like, oh, look at this guy. He can do beautiful buildings with a 3-point perspective, and everyone's just swooning over him, just jocking him. You won't be in a mind state of thinking like that no more. You'd be like, oh, I really like how he approached that. Maybe I should try to switch up mine to be more daring with my angles and maybe actually tilt the camera and try a different perspective than what I normally do since I'm stuck in a rut and keep doing, ground level shots. It's like you kind of try to take it and analyze it and see where you can improve from it. Always try to pick apart, break things down, reverse engineer, see what you can apply to it. It's like, people always say you can't reinvent the wheel. Sure you can. You can take from it, see what's lacking, or see what you can do to improve your own wheel and go from there. Every day is an opportunity for you to do that. So the next time you see an artist and you start to think negative thoughts of, oh man, he's so good and I'm so trash, or I'm garbage, I can't do this, I can't do that. You gotta catch yourself in those moments and stop and then see like, well, why do I feel he's better? What is he doing, he or she doing, that I could probably learn from? Let me sit there or pause the video or look at that page in the book, take that page from a comic and analyze it. It's like, I really like how they do the rendering on this. And you know what? Cross-hatching seems to give more life to his work. Or maybe I should do varying line widths on mine, and maybe I will get the same diverse but impactful look when I ink. Try to take those opportunities to take something from the work you're looking at and being inspired and being, feeling like you're dwindling someone else's shadow. Use those as a learnable opportunity. I see this a lot, and I try to create this space where young artists, and I don't mean young in age, but young to the craft, that you don't get discouraged and stop prematurely because you saw this overwhelming mountain that someone else that's already been doing this for a long time, or that's just, dedicated a lot of their time to it. Don't worry about someone else's journey. It's the same as someone else's bank account. Don't worry about how much money they got in theirs. Worry about stockpiling yours. And then you can be in the same conversation with them or sit in the same bank with them. And then you can both mutually grow from each other. So, don't worry about the Mount Everests of the outer world. They're there, they've been there, their plans to keep growing too. The people you think that have it mastered and figured out, they're still growing, they're still learning, they're still applying new things on a regular basis. So, only thing you should be taking from them is the same work ethic of constantly growing, constantly moving forward, and constantly trying to figure things out. So, but that's my take on should you be comparing yourself to other artists. It's fine to do, just try not to be negative when you go about it. Make it a learning experience. But that'll be it for this one. If you found value in what we just got done talking about, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on the bell for notifications. Until then, you can check me out on my personal page on Instagram. It's Art by Belly. And then you can also go to our tutorial page. That's art.tips.tutorials. Till then, I'll see you on the next one.